Francisco, welcome. That's just fun to say. I'm sure you get that a lot because it's one of the greatest movies of all time. Like the first person to join is Francisco. That just makes me happy. Hey, Heath, Miranda, Amy, Penny, welcome in, you guys. We are shipping orders today. So if you're a reseller, if you're not a reseller, if you're just a seller of your own items, or you have no idea what that even is and you're just curious, we are shipping out orders on eBay, Depop, Poshmark, and Mercari today. I don't think we have any Grailed, and I don't think we have any Whatnot. I haven't started doing Whatnot shows yet. So I've got some listings up there, but I haven't done any shows. Chastity, welcome in. I get called Chastity all the time because my name's Charity. I'm sure you get Charity. Shanice, Farm Deb, Jesse, Tracy. Hey, you guys, welcome in. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the hearts. It makes my cold little black heart feel excited. What is that? Probably breakfast. I probably have breakfast on me. Most likely it's banana. Hey, Bill. Hey, you guys. Shannon, welcome, you guys. Welcome, welcome, Deb. Okay, let's get started here. So we are going to start with eBay today. Now, I always start with eBay for those of you that haven't joined me before. If you're shipping out orders, always start with eBay first, because eBay is the one platform that will really, really, really ding you if you have to cancel orders. So let's say, and actually this literally just happened to me today. So I sold a pair of Ariat boots on eBay, and then like an hour later, they sold on Poshmark. I'm definitely going to ship them out on eBay because they sold there first. But even if they hadn't, and they had sold on Poshmark first, and then they sold on eBay, I would still send out the eBay ones, because if I have to cancel eBay, then you can get a ding on your account, and it lowers your percentages and the way that you get seen by other people. So we don't want to do that. Hey, Barbara, welcome in, Pockets and Dinosaur Nuts. That's fun. Okay, so yeah, so always start with eBay first. So, you know, I just sent a message to the Poshmark person, and I get this question a lot, like, if you sell on another platform, what do you say? I just sent a really nice message. It said, hey, I owe you an apology. I'm really sorry. This actually sold somewhere else today, and unfortunately, I won't be able to fulfill this order. I'm going to go ahead and cancel this right away so that you can get that refund initiated. Again, I apologize. Take care and have a great day. Now, you could also add in there, you know, feel free to look through my store. If you see anything else, I'll give you an additional 10% off. So those are other nice little things you can do, but you don't have to do that. So, hey, Debbie. All right. So the first thing we have, and actually this is kind of a funny one. Guys, by the way, we have so many orders today. So join, hang out. It's going to be a while. My listing room is literally stuffed full of stuff that's getting shipped out today. It's crazy. It was a huge weekend. Hey, Shops. Hey, Linda. Okay, so our first one that's getting shipped out here is this little bell. It's got a really nice patina on it. Patina is like the wear on the outside. Now, I get this question, and I've gotten it so many times. What do you do if the thing you're selling isn't silver anymore? Do you polish it? No. I always leave the patina. because it seems like for some reason, whenever that's on there, it sells way faster. So wow, you guys, we've got 95 people, 98 people. We almost broke 100 today. Feel free to invite people in, especially if you're a reseller and you got other resellers that follow you, invite them in because you got lots of good tips and some cool stuff going out today. So this is a funny story. This actually sold, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago on eBay, and I shipped it out. I get a message from the lady that's like, oh my gosh, it was the wrong address. You know, I didn't mean to do that. Da, 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 da. So long story short, it wound up getting sent back to me because the house it went to, it got sent back, or she had her neighbor. Oh yeah, I think this was a thing. She had her neighbor go and send it back because that was her summer home, and it was winter time. I don't remember exactly the situation. But anyway, she wound up eating the shipping, and that's okay. But she got refunded the rest. So now I get to sell it again, and I'd actually made a little bit off shipping. So not only have I sold this twice, but I'm going to have made shipping on it probably twice here. So let's get started with this one. We're going to go to get shipping label, and let's take a look. So my policy, and this is totally different for every reseller. I always ship, if it's under a pound, I always ship straight out of eBay. If it's over a pound, I usually use pirate ship. And the reason I do that is because for some reason, where we live in Texas, it is 100% of the time always less expensive for me to ship it out using pirate ship. Now, that wasn't the case when I lived up in Washington. When I lived up in Washington, it was actually cheaper for me to send stuff most of the time, like priority mail, which was interesting. Before it was called just Ground Advantage, it was priority mail. So that was really weird. I don't know why, parts of the country or whatnot. So this is going to Tammy in Tennessee. Now, this is only going to be like 4 ounces. So we're definitely going to do this through eBay, and we're going to get it wrapped up really nicely. I get messages a lot. Oh, hey, baby, can you grab me another roll of foam out of the garage? I think I'm out of foam. Did you hear me, Just? Can you get me foam? Careful walking by the door. Okay, so we're going to get a little bubble wrap here. Now, I get this criticism, and one could call it a criticism. I call it a compliment, that I excessively wrap items. And I tell you what, I wrap items excessively because I don't want to have to deal with the broken items. It takes time away from me from, getting stuff listed and relisted. It's annoying to the customer. It's annoying to me to have to refund and eat the money and eat the money of the original cost. Like, the whole situation is just annoying. So I am someone that will always wrap things extra. I don't know if you guys saw my recent video talking about, we had just shipped this really insanely breakable Pocahontas cookie jar that was like this big. It was huge. It was of Miko, which is the little raccoon. And we not only did we double, triple wrap that, but we double boxed it. And it was great. I wound up getting the nicest review that was like, oh my gosh, Miko came in the most amazing condition. It was perfect. Like, the person was absolutely insanely stoked. And so for me, it's like, it took me an extra probably, I don't know, maybe 5 to 7 minutes to really get that sucker wrapped up nicely. But I spent $5 on it. I sold it for $75 plus like $25 shipping. So I think we actually even made like $4 off of the shipping. And I got an awesome review. So was it worth it? Heck yeah, it was worth it. Hey, Heather. So I do eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, a lot of Depop. I probably sell more on Depop than anywhere. And a little bit of whatnot. I don't do the shows yet. I'm going to start. Misfit is going to be nice enough to help teach me the ropes on that one. And I have some stuff engrailed, but really only like super expensive, like super fancy stuff, because that seems to be really the only thing I've ever sold there, is kind of like the really rare Nikes and stuff like that. That's just me personally. Using more and not having stuff broken is better. Absolutely. I agree with you, Frog. Hey, Jennifer. Yeah, go ahead. So Heather, just pop over. It's just nice comps on any of the platforms. You'll see it. The Poshmark and eBay are going to have the most of everything items. Depop is going to be pretty much just clothing, shoes, bags, and hats. So I don't know what you're looking for. Okay, so we're going to include a little sticker. So I put a little sticker in all my stuff. I have a couple Christmas ones that came with my last pack. So whenever I sell a Christmas item, I like to put a little Christmas thing in there. And then this is the little thing that we send out. It's nothing super fancy. I was able to get these from like Vistaprint or something for really inexpensive. I think I got 1,000 of them for $60 or something. Like, so that's a lot. That's a lot of them. It might have been less. It might be, no, I think it's more than 1,000. I think I got the 5,000. It was a lot. Hey, Thrifty Duckies. Hey, y'all. Okay, so we've got him wrapped up in this, and then we're going to go ahead and do some additional bubble wrap. Now, because that bell is super wrapped up in there, I'm not too worried about it getting any additional damage. This box is definitely flawed. If this was because this is a 1994 item, so it's been around the block. And if the box on this was like super, 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 super nice. By the way, hi YouTube. I'm not ignoring you. I've got cameras multiple places here. If this box was like in amazing condition, I would 100% absolutely like box and box and box this, but it's not. It's got a little damage. You can hear the bell in there, but that's because there's the jingler in there, and it's in double bubble wrap, a double bubble wrap. So I'm not too worried about it. So we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna pop it in a poly mailer. The question is, how do I know it's gonna arrive safely like that? Well, because we already sold this once, kids, and then it wound up coming back because of an address issue. So we've already sold it once about 4, 5, 6 months ago, something like that. And so I know for sure that it will arrive safely if I just wrap it the exact same way that I wrapped it before, because it came back perfect. So we're just going to put it into a poly mailer. I always get the question, like, do you mark out your address and stuff like that? I don't really do too much effort because it's going to have my return address on there anyways. However, if I mark it out, people are less likely to think it's weird on their end, like, oh, they left their address on here. That's weird. Not thinking that the address is, of course, on the front. So one little trick that I do when I'm doing these is if I have a poly mailer and I want to put it in here and I want to get extra wrapping, I will cut the sides here and cut it down, and then I just wrap it like inside of the package. Then what I'll do is wrap this over, and it gives it a smaller size, which is going to make it less expensive for me for shipping, but it also gives it like an additional amount of bubble wrap. Hey, Amber, Jesse, good to see you guys. Okay, so let's get this packaged up here, and we're going to do like our tape across, and then we're also going to tape down the sides. Just because I don't want this to come open. So we got this, I'm trying to remember where I got this item. It was a long time ago. So it had to have been one of my first kind of sourcing adventures. So it's probably like a Goodwill item a couple years ago. Because I don't really go to thrift stores as much anymore. I mainly just do garage sales until the weather changes, and then I'm going to be forced to. But yeah, so I probably got it at Goodwill maybe I might have got it at a garage sale. I don't remember. Maybe $1 or $2. Like, I'm cheap. I'm not going to lie. I'm the reseller. I want to buy stuff for cheapest I can and flip it. So we got this guy packaged up really nicely. This is probably going to be about 5 ounces. Let's take a look. 4.7. Good guess, Charity. High five to you. High five to me. Okay, so we are at 5 ounces. It's actually 4.8, but of course we want to round up because we do not want to get dinged. And then the length is 6 by 10, actually 9 by 3. And when you're first starting out reselling, you can get these at the dollar store for $1, $1.25. Excuse me, $1.25. And these are great just to have around until you really get to know your measurements. Because you will get to know them and you will learn them. Okay, so let's see. They paid $5.99 for shipping. Our cost is $4.43, which is great. Those of you that have not joined me before, I get this question and I have it on a whole bunch of comments. I've commented back, do you keep the shipping? What do you do with it? So here's my take. I do keep the shipping because when I price stuff, I take into consideration the eBay fees or the platform I'm on fees. I take in consideration the packaging materials, the drive to and from the post office, and then also the drive I took to get the items. So all that's kind of budgeted in. Now, the only exception that I do, just because it's in my own moral core values for this is not a judgment if you don't do this, this is just me, is if I have charged shipping and it's way higher, you know, like let's say I charged $40 in shipping and the item was $20 to ship. then I will generally refund, like $14 or something like that, because that's just like a core values thing. Again, no judgments if you don't do that. That's a charity thing. That's a me thing. So this is going to Tammy in Tennessee, is getting this cute little bell. All right. And then I always keep multiple bags out because I do UPS and USPS. We're going to be doing a lot of USPS today, guys. We have a lot of cowboy boots that have sold. So it's a day. It's a day. This is like probably one of our biggest weekends I've ever had in my entire selling adventure. So, okay, the next thing we've got here is Goofy. Now, this is a good lesson. So I went to where I used to live up in Washington. There was this group that did what was called called Kids Up Auctions. And what was really crazy about this group is people would put stuff up and then people would bid on it. And it turned out to be this amazing source for me. Like, I really wish that it was here because I got so much great stuff for porch pickup there. But someone had posted up in there some stuff. And I was like, this stuff, or your auctions look really good, really clean. And he sent me a private message and he said, hey, I'm going to be running a garage sale or our annual barn sale this weekend coming up. And I always give people in Kids Up Auctions like the ability to purchase stuff first before anybody else. Are you interested in seeing what I have? And I'm like, yeah. I think he kind of figured out that I was a reseller. But he's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, of course I want to see that. So I go to the sale. This is a cute little sticker here, a little candy sticker. And this is a little Goofy. This is like a vintage Disney parade one. And I get there and I almost didn't go in. It was kind of sketch. I'm not going to lie. Like, I get there, but I'd seen him in the Kids Up Auctions before. I know he had the sale every year. It was close enough to my house. I told my husband where I was going to be. And my son, who is 6'4", was with me. So I felt safe. But it was like this old, like, busted barn, right? And I show up and I'm like, I don't know if I want to go in here. I'm kind of stressed out about it. By the way, saran wrap for this kind of stuff is amazing. Keeps the tags on, keeps it from being damaged. And so I go in this barn and he hasn't set it up yet. So it's just boxes of stuff. And it's kind of dusty and it's kind of dirty and it's kind of grungy. But I'm like, ooh, for me, for charity, I'm like, ooh, this is going to be a hunting adventure. So I started digging in the boxes. Please tell me I'm not the only person that does this. I started digging in the boxes and I'm getting excited and I dig out so much stuff. Vintage Hot Wheels, vintage NASCAR, vintage Disney. It's just all of this stuff that this guy gets donated throughout the year. And so I wound up getting all this stuff. I bought boxes of stuff and I got it all for like $100. And the items itself actually were pretty clean considering how dirty the barn was. Because everything was boxed up. And so we have made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars just from that one sale. So it just goes to show, like, if you feel you're going to be safe and feel you're going to be okay, go in. That there are exceptions to this rule. Last weekend, I went to my sale in my area. It was kind of out in the middle of nowhere. The sale was inside of a trailer in the middle of literal nowhere, you guys. My cell phone reception was bad, and it just said, sale, come inside. And I was like, nope, I'm not going to go in a mystery trailer when nobody knows where I'm at and I'm by myself. So been doing this for years and still need tape measure. I definitely do for things like when it's in poly mailers and stuff like that, I can pretty much guess. Where do you sell the most? That's an interesting question. So normally it's always been normally it's always been eBay, almost always been eBay. And I still sell a lot on eBay. But recently it's kind of done this flipping migration thing. And I have been selling more items on Depop than anywhere. So that's kind of weird. I don't know what has happened. Now, that being said, I do sell a lot of vintage clothing. So that's probably why. Let's see, they paid $5.99 for shipping. It's $4.55. And this is going to a name that I'm going to absolutely butcher. Newfin in Oregon is getting this cute little vintage Goofy guy. So it's been Depop, which is really kind of cool. Sometimes I drive by 2 times to see if anyone else shows up. Opal, that's a good idea. And that's something I maybe would have done. However, it was just like, it was so in the middle of nowhere. Hey, thanks for the follow, Chris. And Just. Yeah, it was just so in the middle of nowhere that I'll be honest, I was like, I just felt sketch. You know, you get that, I call it scritchily. You know, that you get that like scritchily feeling inside of yourself. You're just like, I probably shouldn't go in there. That was the feeling I got. So I was like, you know what? It's not worth it. And so I just left. There could have been some great treasures, and hopefully someone got some amazing treasures. But Depop, D-E-P-O-P. So Depop is a platform, mainly the people that are purchasing stuff on there are between the ages of like 18 and 30, I would say, at kind of the most. Someone that's over 30 is going to be like, I buy stuff on Depop. If you're over 30, it's fine. I'm over 30 and I buy tons of stuff on Depop. So, but it's mainly for me anyways, I've always done really well with like grunge, Y2K, 90s, vintage, Nike, kind of that stuff. Okay, so Newfin in Oregon. Goofy is on the way. And if I miss any of your guys' questions, I'm sorry, feel free to ask again. Do you find good vintage clothes at garage sales? Oh, Jesse, you know I do. Heck yeah. I am the digger and the finder of vintage clothes. Now, I will say, if you go to a community where the houses have been there longer, it seems to be easier to find it. When you go to some of the newer communities, like I'm in the third fastest growing area in the United States. And so a lot of these houses are new. People have already gotten rid of stuff. So I try to kind of go to the areas, the towns around me that have been more established if you want to find vintage stuff. Howdy, hey Hessel, good to see you. I caught your part of your live last night, I think it was. Man, every day blends into the same day, right? We were playing Left 4 Dead 2. We're still making it through that, Last of Us 2, and had my TikTok open because my brain likes to be multitasking. Okay, we have our next item is a beanie. This was something I picked up at a garage sale for $25. So it's a little Carhartt. This is what I call like a bread and butter item. So as long as you're getting this for like $1 or less, I mean, I suppose you could do like a couple bucks. I just have this rule. If I have to make profit, so take home, I have to make 3 times what I spend. 4 times is great. 5 is a pickup, and 6 is a hallelujah, past salt and pepper. So that's kind of my take. And I just kind of do those calculations in my head. If you're not good at that yet, that's okay. Because you know what? We all start somewhere. And I wasn't good at it at the beginning either. So this is an easy packaging. Nothing fancy needs to be done. This can just get thrown into a poly mailer. We're getting into our better stickers too now, guys. That's great. These are this pack is so much better than the ones I had before. Like, these are like crazy good quality. Look at the shine on those. And they're like the same price as like the less expensive stickers I was using. So I really like them. If you're wondering, oh man, I threw the package away. It's still here. It's called Sawnfay stickers, Sawnfay. I'm looking over the corner of my garbage can. I think they're in the link tree. If you go to my link tree and go to Amazon, you'll see them. I took the other stickers out of there because I just didn't like them as much. They're just way harder to peel. Okay, so this is a little Carhartt beanie. This is going in here into a poly. And you don't need to wrap that up, guys. Don't get fancy. I see you sneaking. You saw me sneaking. Yeah, absolutely. I was in there for a minute. I watch a lady on YouTube who lives in her van, upcycles vintage clothing. I love that. That's rad. Your favorite beanie is Carhartt? That's a nice one. If I lived in a colder climate again, I may keep it. But here in Texas, I don't know that I'm ever going to need any of the beanies I already currently own. Okay, so our weight on this is probably only a couple ounces. Yes, we got 3 ounces on this. This is going to be a super inexpensive ship. So let's see, they paid $5.20. The shipping is $4.02. This is going to Dawson in Tennessee. So thank you, Dawson, for your purchase of this amazing, great Carhartt. Super good beanie. Great quality, too. They last all day. Yeah, beanie is like a little hat, like a little stocking cap. It's called beanie. Not to be confused with the Beanie Babies or Beanie Bears. Yeah. Hustle at a hat. I like it. Okay. All right, Dawson. Your hat is on its way. Whew, guys, we are just getting started. We have so many things to ship. Justin was pulling stuff today, and he was like, oh, my gosh. He's like, wife, what have you done? I'm like, I know. It's been, like, insane. Okay, the next thing we got is a bunch of 2002 retired Naruto figures. I had each of these listed individually because I listed these a long time ago. And I listed them individually, but with the shipping and then the price of each item, it just was like too much for people. So they weren't really selling. So I was like, I am just going to get them all bundled up and do it that way. Now, are you guys ready for the shipping of these? So what I do is, because I don't want to ship them like this. I mean, they've been like this in a bag, but they've been sitting like this in my inventory room. If these go through the mail like that, the chances of the paint wearing is like really good. You know, I mean, they're in really good condition. So especially for being 2002, so these are vintage items. We want to make sure that the paint doesn't wear off and they look just like the pictures. So yeah, let's see. I got all these figures for $1 and we sold the entire lot for $35. So that's like a hallelujah past the salt and pepper moment. I had this great source where I used to live who she used to work at Toys R Us back in the day. And she had retired. And then, of course, Toys R Us was no longer there. But she bought everything that came out for her kids. And then the majority of it was still in boxes and packages. This was one of the things that was opened. But I mean, we got wrestlers for $30. I sold the entire lot for $7.50. We got, I mean, I can't even, the amount of stuff that we got is just absolutely insane. So she made probably total over all the trips I made out, because she was pulling stuff out of storage, I probably spent maybe $500. I got a Toy Story lot that was like drool, all vintage Toy Story stuff. And so I probably spent about $500 with her. We have probably made close to $4,000 on the toys that I got. So, you know, never pass up an opportunity. So here's what I do for stuff like this. These look like they're all wrapped together, but they're not. So this is a little tip you can do for toys. Just lay out some saran wrap, put your figures in, wrap over, put a figure in the middle of those two, wrap over, two figures, wrap over. So each of these are individually in there, so that when the person unwraps them, they'll be individually wrapped without needing to actually put each of these in like a Ziploc baggie or something. My type of buy. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right, Hustle? We like the deals. Give us the deals. What's that, baby? You hear that thunder? Oh, is it raining? Oh, you don't have to water the foundation. Oh, of course you did. Yeah, here in Texas, which we didn't know this until we moved down here, you have to water your foundation. If you don't, then the house settles funky, and you can have like sideways driveways or sideways living rooms, and your flooring will pop up. It's storming here, and Hustle's in Southeast Texas. It's storming there too. Yeah, so I'm like outside of Austin, and it is definitely storming here now. Like, it's crazy out there. What's that? The lawn needs it. Yeah. At least you got the lawn mowed yesterday. Okay. This is what it sounds like when you work from home. When both of the people that live together in a home work from home, we just yell at each other from room to room. What is the purpose of watering your foundation? I don't understand. So what happens is all of the houses here are on what's called, it's like a floating house. It's like floating concrete, because the ground here, it expands, but because it's clay, it shrinks back up and expands and shrinks with the weather. And so if you don't keep it moist, it just keeps shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. And it gets so compact that the house gets like off tilter, if that makes any sense. There's probably someone in here that can answer your question way more technically than what I just said, but that's, from what I understand, that is the purpose. I mean, maybe Hustle, maybe you know better. Full-time, correct? Yes. Full-time. We both work from home full-time. Neither of us work outside of the home. I wonder if it's like that in Phoenix. I don't know. That's a good question. I know that here it's because of the type of soil. So here, where I'm at outside of Austin, it is literal clay. So if you go out and you try to like dig here, it is a actual nightmare. Like, I'm not digging up, I'm not planting gardens. We're not doing any of that here. Like, I got a little arrow garden inside I grow my herbs in. Hey, Joey. Hey, Jay. Okay, so here's our Naruto, guys. And these are only going to be a couple ounces. So we got 3.5 ounces. Usually at the 0.5, I will round up, but I know that it's going to charge me more if I do 4 ounces. So I'm going to keep it at 3. I know that a label's not going to put that over 4. So you got 3, and then our package is 6 by 6 by, we'll just call it 3. Yeah, so these are only $3.86 to ship. They paid $5.99. We'll go ahead and purchase that label. Let's check our weight one more time to make sure it's not going to go over 4. No, we're good. So yeah, so my rule of thumb is if it's a 0.5, I'll usually just round up. At this point, though, the second I get over 4 ounces, it's going to charge me almost $1 more. And I know that with the label, it's not going to go over that. So I feel confident with that. All right. So these are going to Jaslyn in Texas. Jaslyn in Texas. That's why that shipping was so inexpensive. That's rad. Okay. And then our next thing is, drum roll, please. What do we got now? We have a pair of cowboy boots. And these are the things that actually sold twice today. I just listed these. Literally got them last weekend. No, not true. These were from our garage hoard. These were from our garage hoard. So I got these like last year. For those that have not been with me before, I sourced all last summer and then packed everything up because we moved. So we're just now getting in the boxes. Maybe that's why I feel like I'm falling over walking my house. Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting because it's one of the first things we learned from our realtor when we moved here is you had to water. I just fuel it, and yes, that applies in Phoenix, Arizona. All right, there we go. So water your foundations, kids. Lessons be learned. Lessons be learned. Okay, so this pair of Ariats actually sold on eBay, and then they sold on Poshmark. So of course I went in and told the Poshmark person, I'm so sorry. There is absolutely no way that I can ship these out to you. They sold them on their platform. And you know that I was 100% not going to cancel on eBay because eBay is not friendly with that. So here's what I do for cowboy boots. Now, I know a lot of people will put these in a box. If these were like $150 boots or $200 boots, I probably would. But the weight metric, once you get these sized inside of a box, it makes the shipping go up to like over $20. And I'm not going to do that. So what I always do is I stuff a little bit of paper in just to keep them from like folding or having any issues, creasing while I'm shipping. So I pop a little bit of paper in. I suppose you could also do, bubble wrap. I'm the kind of girl that I'm thrifty like most of you. And so this is all the packing paper for when we moved here. All of our stuff was wrapped in this kind of packing paper because I knew that if I bought it, I could reuse it for reselling. So that's what we've been doing. We've been making it through the boxes and boxes because we wrapped a lot of our resale stuff that we brought down with us when we came down here. So I wanted to make sure that everything got here safe and sound. If I was going to pay to have this stuff shipped down here, and by stuff, I mean literally like 40 to 60 boxes of resale stuff, then I wanted to make sure that it got here safely. So, yeah, poo-poo on this stuff. How long do you have to treat the foundation? Ooh. Now we're getting into questions I don't know. We are now officially above my pay grade on that opal. I'm not really sure. From what I understand, or from what I've been told, when it's hot out and you're not getting any wetness, you're not getting any rain or anything like that, or snow or whatever, that you want to do that. Now, how often you're supposed to do that, I don't know. I mean, it's something that we just started doing this summer here once the rain stopped. So my husband has been out there doing it, in the evenings or whatever. But that's definitely not a question for me. Hey, Mason. Hey, thanks for the share. I appreciate it, Hustle. Okay, so here's what I do with boots. Now, every single person is different. I got a ton of this foam for free. So it cost me literally nothing. I got like 40 monster huge rolls of this for like $0. And so for me, I don't mind using it like this, especially on a pair of Ariats or nice cowboy boots. I mean, these sold for I think like $70. So I want to make sure they stay in good condition. I've already cleaned and leather treated them, so I want them to stay nice. So I'm cool with the, you know, the using of the foam. I know a lot of people just wrap them in paper, and that's fine too. No judgments. I just choose to use this because it protects it. I've never had any issues with buyers. And on top of that, it's free and it's lightweight. It's actually less expensive for me to send stuff with the foam because it weighs less than paper. So I try not to use the paper in like large quantities. However, if I would have had to buy this foam, if I would have had to actually like spend money on it, I don't think it would be worth it because it's really expensive. But since it was free, it works for me. Hey, new. Hey, guys. Ooh, Hustle shared it with more than 5 friends. Thanks, Hustle. I appreciate it. Much obliged. What's that? Oh, you're sending me answers on YouTube? Ooh, Justin was sending us answers on YouTube. Are you watching my YouTube, you creep? Are you being a creepy husband? I like it. Okay, so he says it's called hot soil, and it runs from Oklahoma to South Texas. You're supposed to water it once a week if it doesn't rain and it's super hot. There you go. Hey, thanks, husband. That's fantastic. Look at that. He's like, I'm sending you answers on YouTube. I'm like, oh, I don't see that screen, baby. Okay, so once I've got these together, then I'm gonna put them together like they would be in a box. So you've got like the foot up here, the foot down there, because my other goal is to make these as lightweight, but also as small as humanly possible, because I want to save on shipping. So we're going to put a little sticker in. That is an adorable sticker. Look at this sticker, you guys. I love these stickers. Okay. That is super cute. It's got like a little fox patch and it's a little backpack. I love it. These new stickers I got are really good, Justin. They're super cute. Yeah. They're way better than the last ones. The last ones had all these weird designs in them. Like, there was even a couple in there that were like super inappropriate. I was like, I can't send that to somebody. That's weird. So then what I do is I wrap them like this. Yes, I'm not the quickest shipper in the world, but you know what? I'm a thorough shipper, and that's what I like. And I do not get shipping like, I don't get dinged on shipping. If anything, if you go through and read through most of our like reviews on any of our things, it's like fast shipper, thorough shipper. Thank you for, you know, keeping our stuff so safe. It's like, I spent money on these. I probably spent, you know, $5 or $10 at a garage sale on these. So I want to make sure that they arrive safely. I am not looking at wanting to, you know, refund this person. And then on top of that, you know, eat the cost of that and the cost of shipping and all that. Like, I literally feel like if that happens, I feel like I'm not winning at my life. So I don't want to do that. I know that might sound a little drastic, but that's how I view it. I'm the kind of person that, like, okay, for example, HEB, we got a to-go order, and 2 of our peaches were like bruised beyond being able to eat them. So I like submitted a request to HEB to get my $1.60 back. Like, that's the person I am. Ooh, Shani got the #1 gifter badge. Well, thank you. And thanks for the finger heart. I don't know what that is, but that's fantastic. That's great. Thanks for the gift, you guys. Okay, so we're going to get these in a bag, and I think these are going to have to go in one of our big boys. I just get these off of Amazon. If you're wondering which brand to buy, you're welcome to go to the link tree and check it out. I've tried, I think, pretty much every brand on Amazon now. I probably should have wrote reviews on that, but I'm a procrastinator, so I didn't. And the ones that are in our link tree currently right now are the ones that I like the most. So I just took out any of the ones I didn't like. And whenever I find something that's better than what I'm using, I go in and change that. I know how important it was for me in the beginning to see what other resellers were using, because I really do honestly think that we are better together, and it saved me a ton of heartache on some of the stuff. That's why I went with like my Rolo scale, my Rolo printer. Sure, they cost me a few more dollars, but they really are like workhorses, and I'll have them forever and ever and a day. There's so many other things in here that I've gotten wild and almost free. She's great at sharing what she uses, and I know it'll really help. So what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to kind of make this poly bag as small as I can with the item in here. Like if you can get your boots to like this, your shipping is going to be so much more realistic or affordable, realistic. Okay, so these are going to Pennsylvania, to another name that I'm going to butcher, Nurmar. So let's copy this. Now these are going to go into pirate ship because I do not want to ship straight out of eBay. For me, it'll just be way more expensive. I'm not even going to look it up because I already know that that's true. After my first like 100 packages of looking it up, I was like, okay, I just know this to be true. I love HEB. I'm from South Carolina. We didn't have them. Oh yeah, I love HEB. Yeah, up where I'm from in the Seattle area, all we have up there is we got Safeway, QFC, and then, I mean, those are kind of your big staples. Of course, there's like Whole Foods and stuff like that, but I'm kind of cheap. So every time I go to Whole Foods, I'm just like, they want what for a peach? They want what for hamburger? Like, I know it's probably better quality, but I am a discount girl. I like a good discount. Okay, so we're going to measure this out here. Now, this will classify as a poly bag in pirate ship, which is also great because you only have to put your length and your width. You don't have to put your height. So we're going to call this, just so I don't get dinged on anything, we're going to call this 18 inches. And then our width is, let's take a look. And if that's a problem, I can make it smaller if it looks like it's going to charge me a bunch. Actually, you know what? We're just going to do that because that's who we are and we want to save money. We're just going to fold that edge down a little bit. We're going to make this even smaller because you know that I want to save on shipping. My customers all pay for shipping, but that still is money out of my pockets and my profits. So we're going to just remeasure this. How does that sound? Oh, miraculously, it's down to 16 inches. So we're going to do that. Little tape saves me 2 inches on that, and that's going to be a difference in the cost. And then our cross is a 13. So this is the kind of stuff I definitely still have to use a measuring tape for. I don't know that I'll ever be good to guess on that. And we are at 3 pounds, 7 ounces, which is about standard for cowboy boots for me, depending on the size. I shipped out some size 15 Ariats about a month ago, and holy smokes, those were long. Those were long, boys. Okay, great. So this is only going to cost us $9.60 on UPS. So I'm going to give you, on UPS Ground Saver, I'm going to give you guys an idea of how much less expensive this is for me than doing it on eBay from my location. I always like to say that because people are like, that's not what it is for me. It's like, from my location, this is what it is. So $9.60. They paid $10.90, so perfect. And eBay wanted to charge me $11.34. So we saved money. We actually made money. And the boots are wrapped up and safe. One and done. Going in our UPS bag here. And I'm going to run out of bags today. I'm going to run out of bags, folks. And then we're going to go back and put the tracking number in here. How many of you guys forget sometimes put the tracking number when you purchase it on Pirate Ship or stamps.com or something? I'll forget that. It's like, are you going to ship this? I'm like, oh my gosh, that's my bad. That's my bad. Okay, the next thing we've got is a 2014 Nike hoodie. Yes, I try to put the dates of things in my listings if at all possible, because people want to know how old something is. They want to purchase, or they may not want to purchase, depending on that. You have a cute little pineapple that actually matches this hoodie. I don't want the sticker residue to go inside of the bag. I kind of do this depending on the item. I'm just worried with the zipper and stuff that the sticker could come off. So I just fold it down and I tape it down onto that. Let's get this sucker in a poly bag and get her on her way. This I picked up at a yard sale for 50 cents. I've had it for not that long. I think I've only had this for a couple months. So it was a pretty good flip. It sold for 18 plus shipping. I probably charged $8.50 for the shipping. Let's take a look here because it's probably over a pound. Let's see. Oh no, we're under a pound. Boom. We are under a pound. Oh, we're making some money. We are making some money on this one because when I wrapped this up, I think I assumed it was going to be over a pound. So I charged my over a pound hoodie shipping price, which is usually, depending on the weight, I'll usually do $8.50 or $8.90. I think I assumed that this was bigger. And so we are only at 14.7. So we're actually at 15 ounces. We're making money, kids. We're making money. And we are 10 by 8 by 3. And yeah, so our shipping is only $6.23 and they paid $8.90. So we're making like $2.67. Oh my gosh. If that math was correct, I'm literally going to be astonished because that never happens. So get this printed out. Yeah, so that pays for all the gas and all the stuff that I had to do for that. Hey from Indiana. Hey Utico. Hey Katie Bug. Katie Bug, that's fun to say. So this is going to, oh, interesting. This is going to Denver, North Carolina, which is interesting. I have never heard of that. Have you guys ever heard of Denver, North Carolina? I am from Denver, but Denver, Colorado originally. Denver, North Carolina. Interesting. Okay, so Carrie in Carolina, North Carolina. Raise up. Take your shirt off. Just sit around your head like a helicopter. Is that the lyrics? I probably butchered that. Did I butcher that, honey? Oh, yeah. She butchered it. Okay. We have a pair of Dickies. We are still on eBay, you guys. This is nuts. Okay. So we got a pair of Dickies, 874. These are just a bread and butter. Normally, you're going to sell these to like a skater. They're just kind of like a really basic like skate pant. Workwear, inexpensive. I picked these up for $1. They sold for $11.10. They definitely have a little bit of, lived in, but they're just, if I see Dickies, I'm going to pick them up. They always sell for me. Some of the vintage stuff sells for a lot. Some of this other stuff, like the newer stuff, doesn't, but it still always sells for, it's one of those brands I just always pick up because it just never doesn't sell for me. It's like Levi's. If it's a nice pair of Levi's, because I can read the date. If it's vintage, yeah. But even just regular, unless it's like a cheap pair of women's Denzens or something, they just always sell. Okay, so these are going into poly mailer. Spin it like a helicopter? I thought it was twist it around your head like a helicopter. So spin it like a helicopter, North Carolina. And then what is it like? Is it raise up or stand up or get on up? I don't even know. What is it, honey? I'm still wrong. Holy smokes. Okay. Live life happy. That is the cute sticker they're getting. And these are going to, where are these going? These are going to Stephen or Stefan, depending on the pronunciation, in Minnesota. Minnesota. I have sold more stuff. Oh, no, that's not true. It was Michigan. Last time, everything we sold, like 50% of it was to Michigan. So Minnesota. No, I don't do a lot to Minnesota, I don't think. Maybe I do. I don't know. Okay, so these are going in. And Stephen or Stefan, these are going to be over a pound. I know they are. Yep. So they're 1 pound, 1 ounce. We are going to put this absolutely into our pirate ship because we know we're going to save money. All right. Paste that address on there and drum roll, please. Just kidding. It accidentally pasted the last UPS thing. Let's click that again. Just kidding. That's not really an address. All right. And then we've got poly mailer. That is going to be 11 by 9 by 2. And oh, whoops. We did that wrong. Try that again. Just kidding. Okay, 11. I tried to make it a box or rigid package. Okay, so 11 by 9, 1 pound, 1 ounce. Let's see what we got here. This is usually around $6.99 for me. We will see what it is. Oh, it's a little bit more. So this is $7.94. They paid $8.90 for shipping. So we made about $1 on shipping, which also helps to cover like the eBay fees or gas or what have you, because they are businesses and they got to make their money too, right? I've got no problem with that. We're all just hustling, all hustling. Okay, so these are going to go UPS, and we're going to put in our tracking number and send these off. Perfect. Okay. What do we have next? Looks like we've got an American Eagle shirt. This was a pickup from a local garage sale. And I got this for probably $1 would be my guess. It's probably $1. That is kind of a typical spend for me. So it's a little striped American Eagle. I don't always pick up American Eagle, but this had like a really nice, it's like a really nice cotton blend, breathable, good for vacation. It's a 2018, so it's modern. And again, if something's in it, if it's $1, I'm probably going to pick it up because there's no way I'm going to make any less than like $3 to $4 for something. Like, and I mean, I don't think I'd pick up anything where I'd only make $3, but $3 is $3. Okay, this is going into a poly. Let's see, what are they getting? They're getting a little sticker that says positive energy. Positive energy. That reminds me of like a Will Ferrell skit or something, like positive energy, positive energy. Okay, going in here. Good afternoon, mermaid tails. Jennifer's laughing. Okay, and in the bag, and whoop, and whoop, and whoop. Okay, and this is going to be under £1. What are we at here? We are probably 8. We are at 8 ounces. She guessed it. Give the lady a round of applause. Yay! The crowd goes wild. Okay, so we got 6 by 7 by 2, 8 ounces. Shipping label is $4.47. They paid $5.99. That's a boom. Made about $1.50, $1.47. That's not right math. That math is not right. Do not trust my math. I'm telling you right now, never trust my math. My mathing is not appropriately good. It's always terrible. I can like tell you I can tell you what 20% of any number is, but you give me like you make me subtract. It's not happening. Okay, so this is going to Yanista in Florida, which is probably why they bought that, because it's really nice, breathable, good for that hot, sweaty weather there. All right, cool. We made it through, I think we made it through eBay. Good gravy. That was all just eBay stuff, guys, and that wasn't even the platform we sold the most stuff on today. Okay, next up we have, let's move over to Poshmark and see what we got there. Poshmark's not always a huge selling platform for me, but I always manage to kind of get a few things here and there. So let's see, Poshmark. Our first item is, let me get my Poshmark stuff out. Our first item is a little RJC. This is a brand, a Hawaiian brand. It's made in the USA. Hawaiian shirts always sell for me. I repeat myself. Hawaiian shirts always sell for me. I picked this up for 50 cents. It sold for 15 on Poshmark. And what I love about Poshmark, I hate the Poshmark fees. I'm not going to lie. But what I love about Poshmark is that I can send stuff in priority and just automatically send it. I don't have to do any poly bags or anything fancy. So it just makes it really, really nice and easy. A cute little rainbow thing here. And this is going to go in the bag. I'm not worried about the sticker getting any residue on there. I think it's going to be fine. And then we're going to put that into our poly. Now, one thing I like to do on Poshmark, a little trick, is if you can print out the label first and put it on the package before you slip your item in, you're going to save the headache of it like trying to pop up, especially on these. I think these envelopes, somebody else in here can probably clarify. I think this is like it's like a Tyvek material. They're like it's like a slippery material, and you can get all of this stuff for free. Just go to USPS.com and start an account. You don't have to have like a business license or anything like that, or you don't have to be an LLC or any of those kind of things, and you can get it shipped to your house for free. So this is going to South Carolina, so no helicopters, and this is going to JD. So We're going to print that out. And it's under 5 pounds on Poshmark. I automatically know we're fine for our shipping label. We're going to put this on our package. And then we'll slip the item in because it's just going to save me that headache of like having this label pop up. So we're going to get that on there. We're going to get him in the bag. And then I always make my bags a little bit smaller when it's like this. Just make sure you don't fold over the address label. And also make sure if you're using a thermal printer that you do not put tape over your thermal printer label, because the thermal printer ink will lighten. And sometimes it does it real fast. Sometimes it takes a long time, but it can actually take the address away from the label. So make sure that your tape does not touch that. That's going priority, or our bags are getting full already. All right, so that's one down on Poshmark. We'll mark that as shipped. In the words of the Muppets, moving right along. Next, we've got a pair of vintage 527s. Nice 90s pair with whiskering. These were kind of grungy, but they nonetheless sold for $18. Picked these up for $1 at a garage sale. And should be this pair here. 527s, SKU 583. I always check the SKU number correct. And we'll put these straight into a poly. Nope, we won't because it's Poshmark. We'll put it straight into a tie bag. So we need to get a sticker though. Let's see. We're going to do this one. This is a cute little guy. Look at this one. Look at it. Look at it. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy now. Don't worry. Okay. I never said the singing would be good. I said the singing would be there, but I never said the singing would be good. You know, my mom had the most beautiful singing voice. In fact, she actually even tried out for Fleetwood Mac when she was 15, but she was too young. So she had a beautiful, beautiful singing voice. My son was also blessed with this beautiful singing voice, and I was not. I was blessed with the ability to not care if it's bad, which is good. I still sing and have a great time. But your girl was not blessed with the ability to have coordination to dance, and I was not blessed with the ability to sing. But that's, what'd you say, baby? He says I have my moments. You're just you have to say that. You're married to me. That's a have to. That's a have to say. Okay, I don't know. Is anybody else out there a singer? Are you guys singers? Can anyone in here sing? Do I use a cross lister? I actually use Vendu. But thankfully, from all of you guys, I actually finally signed up for Auto Posher yesterday. I don't think I'm going to do the cross listing on there, only because I have so much stuff already in Vendu, and I'm so outrageously fast at doing my listings in Vendu. I don't really want to have to do a whole nother platform just for no reason. I'm happy with Vendu, but Vendu doesn't send out offers. So with the Auto Posher, I now have, and you guys have no idea how much time this has already saved me. I went to go to bed last night and send out offers, and I was like, oh, I don't have to. I woke up this morning, I didn't have to send out offers. My husband literally said, what are you going to do in bed at night now? I'm like, I don't know, I guess play like Plants vs. Zombies or something. Like, I don't know. Like, what am I doing here? Like, I have all this time. So the Auto Posher is cool because it sends out offers on Depop, eBay, Mercari, and Poshmark. Plus, it like shares your closet. You can do delist and relist on there. I'm not, only because it will screw up my Vendu. But for $35 a month, are you kidding me? To not have to spend an hour or two every day sending out offers? Yeah, you better bet your britches. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Hannah. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate you. AP processing is so much faster than Vendu. Oh, see, and that's the cool thing. We all have our own little things that work. If Auto Posher works for you for processing, that's rad. I also like the delist function. Yeah, that is nice. Hey, Big Rick. Nice to see you. Okay, so this is going to Charlie in Pennsylvania. Charlie in Pennsylvania is getting a nice pair of vintage Levi's 527s, which I don't find those on the wild a lot. So that's a definite pickup for me. Mark as shipped. And let's see, what else do we got on Poshmark? I think we actually have a couple things on Posh today, so that's great. The next thing we've got is a little Starbucks stuffed animal So this is a cute little guy. Actually, he's really adorable. It's a little bear that then wears a little costume. Now, this is another good lesson learned. So I've had this for a while, and I had this listed, but when I first started doing this, I just was really bad with like my descriptions and stuff like that. So I think it was like Starbucks coffee, bear, fox, animal. I don't think I had figured out what date it was, any of that stuff. So it didn't sell. And it's one of those things where you're thinking like, oh, doesn't anyone want it? So I'm right now going back through all my old listings and spending about an hour every day fixing them because I had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bad descriptions up listings. It's been an adventure. And I delisted this little guy, fixed his title, fixed his description, fixed it all, and he sold in like 4 days. So if your listings right now are stale or stagnant, there's nothing wrong with you going back through and just trying some new titles, trying some new ways to put things in. I usually do, for me, I do the date, I do the brand, I do what the item is, and then I do like the sizing, color right in there. And then at the end, some little trigger words like Y2K or coffee in this guy's case, or collectible, whatever you want to put. So, it's not your fault if the listings, the descriptions were bad in the title. You're learning. We're in millionaire school, and you're in kindergarten, or you're in fourth grade like I am maybe. And so we're always learning, always stretching, always growing. I wish I had like a cute little pumpkin or like a little Halloween guy for this, but I don't, because that would be absolutely adorable. So they're getting sunflowers. Those are super cute too. And we're just going to wrap that up here. We're going to cut this. And then I think I'm going to actually put him into a poly priority. Only because I just don't want his eyes or anything to get damaged. Now, a lot of people will just throw that in like that. I think taking the extra 60 seconds to wrap that up in a little bit of saran wrap, it allows me to put the sticker in there so that they don't miss it, because it also asks people to rate and review. And it's just nice, I mean, I think of it this way. I buy a lot of stuff secondhand for our own personal usage. And I love when I get something in the mail. I just got some of the, what's it called? I'm screwing it up. Peter something, like face cream stuff. And I wound up buying it off of a buyer on Mercari. And I got chatting with them, and she's like, I'm really sorry, I'm not gonna be able to ship it out till Wednesday. And I'm like, that's okay, don't worry about it. And so we're chatting back and forth. The person actually sent me an extra tube, like for free 99, which is even better than a sticker. But like getting those little extra things in, I like it. I think taking a little extra time. Now that's me, no judgment if you don't. Hey Spencer, good to see you. Hey, I'm waiting on that Bolo men's list. I don't know if you guys caught Spencer the other night. She was on Arizona's live. Great interview, by the way. That was really good. A lot of really good information in there. And she sells a totally different aesthetic than me. So I do mainly vintage and Y2K stuff. And she does, you sell like fancier stuff. You sell like good stuff. Making lots of money on those. But it was a great interview. You guys did a great job. I have totes and totes of stuff to resell, but I don't know where to start. Do you recommend an app? So when you're first getting started, don't try to spend more than what you're making. That's my advice. A lot of times people will sign up for all these things and then it becomes overwhelming. So just start with one. Start, for any business, any company, anything, I always say it starts with one. Everything starts with one, right? So take one item, get really good quality pictures, get that up on eBay, get it listed. And then maybe if it's a goods, like a coffee cup or something, maybe you also get that on Poshmark. Maybe you get it on Mercari. But what I did, I'm going to be honest with you guys. So the first part of my reselling journey, I was just reselling stuff that my mom had left me when she passed away that I didn't want anymore. And so I was selling just on eBay. I have only been actively, and I mean like actually active. I had some stuff up there and I made a couple sales here and there, but like actively selling on Depop and Poshmark for only about 4 months now. And then I have only been on Mercari for like maybe 2, because I had Vendu already. And for some reason, my Vendu would not connect to my Mercari. I had to actually connect with the company. They had to do a whole problem solving thing in my account. I had to go down the Reddit rabbit hole and do all this back end stuff in order for it to connect for me. For some reason, my account just wouldn't do it. So yeah, so start on one item, get it up on eBay. Do not expect it to sell immediately. Do not put your success based on how much you're selling. Your job is to find a need and fill it, locate a problem and solve it. You're going to find a need, so you're finding items to put up online, and how you solve the fact that someone needs that is by merely getting it up in your store. Now, it may sit there for 2 years. It may hang out like this little guy, but then you're going to list one more item, and then you're going to list one more item, and then you're going to list one more item, and you're going to list one more item. And if you guys want a really good book to read, my favorite book on the planet, hands down, without a doubt, it's called The Compound Effect. So that's The Compound Effect. Write it down. Seriously, I'm not kidding. Take the second to write this down. It's called The Compound Effect. I'm assuming that you can probably find it on Amazon. You may be able to find it used on one of the platforms. I'm not sure. You can listen to it audibly, whatever works for you. But it is the best book, because what it does is it teaches you how to judge your metric of success based upon the fact that things compound over time. And it has helped me. This is staying in Texas, so that's great. It has helped me in my life in so many ways. And I'm not talking about just like reselling. I am talking about just in life in general. Like, I am not the most patient person, and it has single-handedly taught me patience. So if you guys haven't had a chance to read that book yet, or just audibly listen to that book, again, it's called The Compound Effect. It's so stinking good. I don't know where you can find it, but you can find it. I have read it probably 4 times. And I'm not like a huge reader. I'm definitely more of like a podcast person. So if I'm going to read something that much, it helps me to not feel like a failure when my stuff doesn't sell. I'll just put it that way. Okay, so Mark as shipped. We made about $6 off this guy. It is nothing big, but I probably got it in a lot of stuffed animals. So it's probably one of those things where it probably didn't really cost me anything. Okay, we've got, looks like we got cowgirl boots that sold on here. We just listed these as well. So these are just in. These are the Gypsy square toe. Little bit of wear, but in good condition. I always clean my boots up with the Wyman's leather cleaner. Works the best in my opinion. And since these are on Poshmark, I can actually put these in a box. I'm hoping they'll fit in. Maybe some cowboy boots fit for me in these. Some don't. It just depends on the cowboy boot. Let's see. Yes, I think we're going to be good. Yes. Success. You are very, very welcome. Hey, Collie. Hey, Rosie. Okay, so these are going into a box here, which is great because it's going on Poshmark. So as long as it's under 5 pounds, which I'm assuming they're probably like 3.5. Oh, they're not even 3. That's great. So anything over 5 pounds, I just don't sell it on Poshmark. I learned my lesson a couple weeks ago. I had someone make a bundle, and by the time they added everything to the bundle, it went over 5 pounds. So I went to ship it. I spent, I took all the time to bundle it up and get it in a box and go through all of that. And I went to ship it, and it was like 10 pounds, 8 ounces or something like that, because there was a really heavy Star Wars Mandalorian puzzle thing in there. And I went to ship it, and I'm like, oh, I'll just pay for the extra shipping, no big deal. Poshmark wanted $20 extra shipping, and because it was over 10 pounds, I still couldn't even have bought the label. So when I looked it up as 10 pounds, because I was like, well, maybe I can take some of the padding out, or like maybe I can make it. So originally it just took me to an error screen. And then once I got it under 10 pounds, they wanted like $20.59 or something like that. It's like, what? That's insane. So I just messaged the person and obviously canceled the order. They said they wanted to rebuy everything and just take the Star Wars thing out, but they never did. So that's okay. I mean, it is what it is, but I sure as heck was not going to spend $20. I mean, that would have been all my profit. That's insane. So yeah, it's crazy. Like, Poshmark is not messing around. I was like, dang. Because like, think about it this way. So if that person originally paid, you know, $7.95 shipping or $5.95 or whatever they paid, plus the 20 something dollars at Poshmark, that would have put it at like $26 to ship this. Now, I know that things aren't that expensive to ship, at least not for where I'm at. Like, so it's like, okay, that's excessive. Like, Poshmark, are you trying to make money off of the shipping? Like, is that what's going on? Because that's what it seemed like. I was just like, dude, that's crazy. So, all right. And then we're just putting a little bit of foam in here. I'm going to stuff just a little bit of paper. And I don't have to be too worried about my weight on this one. So, and again, like I said, the foam was free, so I don't mind, you know, paying that. And then let's see, what do we got for a sticker for this person? How about a cute, oh, this is cute. This is adorable. Super cute. Super, super cute. All right, and then this is going to get just boxed up. Man, that, like I said, this is the one nice thing about shipping stuff over on Poshmark is when you get an opportunity to just like use a box and not have to like find a box in the garage and hope you've got one and then Frankenbox the whole thing. If these had been sold on Poshmark, I would have just shipped them, you know, without all the fanciness, like without the box and everything. I would have just done a poly mailer and something. All right, and then we're just gonna make sure that that is nice. And how does that feel? That feels amazing. Hey, Boots, are you excited for your new home? Okay, and then let's get a. These are size women's 11, so that's a larger size. So I got these for probably $6 is probably what I got them for, and we sold them for 56. So not bad. Now, most of the question I get to is how do you price your stuff? And I almost get this every go live. I'm a turn and burn seller. I want stuff in, I want stuff out. I don't want to sit on stuff. I don't want to have to delist and relist it. Let's go, time is money. So for me, these boots, these same boots, everyone else was selling them for like around 63, 64. I put mine at 59, I believe, or 60. And then sent out an offer. And so we got these for 56. So I made $9 maybe less than anyone else. But you know what? I don't have to relist these. And these literally sold in less than a week. Turn and burn. Turn and burn. That is my motto. I don't know if anyone else feels the same way. Hey, Lovebug Creations. I'm happy to see you today. How are you? Are you doing great? I am doing great. I'm going to need more coffee because my listing room is so full of garage sale stuff from the weekend that still has not been listed. I was going to do it yesterday, and then I had life activities yesterday. So yesterday was like cleaned my bathroom, reorganized all of my paperwork, bill paying. It was just like a day that just by the end of the day I was exhausted. I didn't feel like I'd done anything yet. My list of like, because I always write down everything I want to do in the day to keep my brain organized. My list was long. My list was long. Okay, so mark as shipped. This is going to Melissa in Arizona. Melissa in Arizona, you are going to get a really nice pair of Justin Gypsy square-toed leather cowgirl boots / rodeo / Santa Fe Western Ranch Yellowstone. Don't mind me. I'm going through all the descriptive words that run through my head at every moment of every day. Okay. All right. That is Poshmark. Let's move over. I think we got a couple Mercaris, and then we'll finish the day off with Depop, which is like so many things. Okay. Let's see. What do we got? We have a couple things, I believe, on Mercari. Let me get this going, I believe. Let's take a look here. Yes, we have two things. Okay, so the first thing we have is this 1960s hand-carved primitive wooden tribal guitar tiki statue. My mom got this from my uncle, maybe when he was stationed in the military, and he brought this home. It's really cool. It's like totally hand carved, handmade. It didn't have any like names on it, so I don't know like who the original person was. It's probably just like a street vendor or something, because this is like literally from the 60s. I had to like Google Lens this to find this out when this was from. I knew kind of an idea because it had been my mom's, but it's really super cool. I'm super stoked someone's getting this because this is just not something that aesthetically fits in for like what I have in my home. My uncle didn't give it to me. He actually passed away before I was born, so I don't know. I don't know him. It's just not something that like I've got pictures of him, and that's more important to me. This is just not something that like I don't know what this is. A lot of my mom's stuff I kept, but man, you guys, I don't know if you've ever had a parent, you know, go forward or not, but I definitely, if I had kept everything, then I would have no room in my house. So I kept the stuff that I treasured. So I got a cute little palm tree. Hey, Jennifer. Love Bug, thank you for the follow. Personally, I ship everything inside a clear plastic bag so nothing gets wet in rain season. And that's a great idea too, Jen. Yeah, for sure. Like, especially as we head into like the winter months, you know, because I used to live in Washington and Seattle. I don't know if you guys know this about Seattle, but it rains. Oh, it doesn't just rain. It rains every day of every moment of every day. It's either gloomy and gray or rainy. The year that we moved, it had rained a little bit, at least, sprinkled at least, 340 days that year. So everything's wet. It's wet all the time. And if you have a porch that does not have a awning and your postman is not someone that like values items, then you are going to end up sadly with very, very, very wet items. So I agree with you. Everything should be shipped in plastic. Protect that stuff, especially something like this. Like this is going back into the Ziploc he originally was in. And I also, too, guys, I get these when they're on sale at Costco. So Costco does Ziploc bag sales like 4 times a year. And I just stock up when I do that. So Colorado's in monsoon season now. Yeah, I'll have to ask my dad about that. I need to call him. He's on my list of people to call. Man, I'm so bad about that stuff, you guys. I am terrible about connecting with people. I'm going to be totally honest. Like, I'm bad at making the phone calls. He's up in Kitteridge. Do you know where that is in Colorado? Kitteridge. And so he's up kind of high. He has a farm up there. And I bet he's dealing with that right now, too. Like, if it's monsoon season there, I bet it's wet, wet, wet. So let's see. This guy sold for $11. He cost me $0. So there you go. Can't go wrong with that. And he is wrapped up. He's going in here, and then he's also going to go into. I get a lot of stuff from Amazon and resellers. Do you guys know how many of these I've gotten from resellers that I then use again? Like every member of my household knows you do not throw away any packaging materials. That's like sacrilegious. So I just repackage the packaging. These envelopes make their rounds for sure, without a doubt. Let's see, what do we got for our shipping here? So I always check on Mercari too and make sure that I put the correct weight in because Mercari is crazy like this. So let's see what we've got. Let's open the label and take a look. If you open your label in Mercari, you can tell. So this was up to 5 pounds for this item. I don't have to worry about the, accidentally not having enough weight. If you don't have enough weight, and I have not run into this yet, maybe you guys can answer this. On Mercari, do you have to cancel the item and relist it? Is there a way for your buyer to pay extra, or do you just have to pay extra? Like, what are the rules on Mercari? Like I said, I haven't actually come across that issue yet. So, and Mercari labels are always weird for me too. I always have to put in a custom size on them every time I print them on my Rollo. And Hubs and I have tried to fix that a couple times, and it's just like one of those weird sites. So this is going to, where's this going to? This is going to Boise. So this kind of cool little thing is going to Idaho, which is fun. And it doesn't tell me what the buyer's name is. So this is going to a mystery person in Boise, Idaho. So that's kind of cool. Kind of neat. Like, it makes me feel, this is going to be like kind of cheesy maybe, but it makes me feel like a little piece of like my family or my mom or something is like getting a chance to go out and have another life. Like, it gets to go sit somewhere out instead of just being packed up in boxes in the garage. Items are meant to be seen, not just packed away. In my opinion, that's my opinion, in my opinion only. So this is going UPS. Oh, I'm getting hungry. Honey, I want another one of those chicken sandwiches. Man, he made a chicken sandwich last night. I thought I was going to die. It was so good. Like, I was fortunately blessed with someone that knows how to cook because I'm a girl that likes to eat. I got no shame in my game. All right, the next thing we've got is a pair of Hokas. This is a Total Bolo brand. If you see these and they're in good condition, I mean, these are in like insane condition. People that have like heel spurs, plantar fasciitis, people that need arch support, anyone that's got like extra wide feet or bunions or anything like that, this is a really good brand for them. So I always pick up Hokas. I got these in a like a giant amount of stuff I got from this guy. He was a reseller, but well, let me rephrase this. He wanted to be a reseller, but he had been like sourcing stuff from Goodwill like a few years ago before Goodwill was insanely priced. By insane, I mean insanely priced. And he had like basically collected all of this stuff up, but he hadn't listed anything. So he didn't have like even any presents. So he had like literally a car full and a trunk full of stuff. So we were able to get everything from him for like a really ridiculously, insanely good deal. And we've made our money back times 470 million on that. So this is an absolutely insanely adorable sticker. Look at that corgi. Tell me you do not want that. No, you don't. Okay, yeah. All right, so wrapping these up. So a lot of times the shoes, I'll do something like this. This is bubble wrap from our dishes when we moved here. So put a little bubble wrap there. So I'll do that. And then I'll just kind of put the next pair in once they're not touching each other. And there's no wrong or right way to wrap stuff, guys. There is no wrong or right way. So if you're like, oh, I don't do my stuff like that, that's totally fine, guys. Variety is the spice of life, and it's my favorite spice. There's no wrong or right way to do it. You just do it, right? As long as you're doing it. As long as you're doing it, that's all that matters. This bag is driving me crazy. Okay, so we're going to get these into a poly, and they don't need to be wrapped any more than that. I mean, they're just some tennis shoes. They're going in here. They're going to be just fine. If they can go on someone's feet and they can run, they can certainly get put into a poly bag and be just fine. So we're going to put these. Now, when I first started this business, I was shipping like this kind of stuff in boxes, and the shipping was always so expensive and people weren't buying things. And then I realized, like, why am I being that crazy? I watched enough reselling videos to be like, oh, just stop being so crazy with things like that. Other stuff, breakable stuff, yeah, but like we don't need to get too crazy, right? Okay, so this is up to 4 pounds. I know that these aren't 4 pounds, so we should be good to go. They're not even 2. I kind of overestimate a little bit on my like how much I wrap things. I know that's probably not great because it doesn't save people money, but at the same time, I don't want to end up not being able to ship something, if that makes any sense. Okay, so these are going to Utah. Where'd those last ones go? Oh, was that Arizona? Where'd that last thing go? Oh, Idaho. I was thinking it was going to the same state. Yeah, thank you guys for inviting people in too. I appreciate it. I like hanging out, man. Tell you what, it's a lot more fun hanging out here with you guys than sitting in this room doing this by myself without anything on the background. I mean, I used to just have like a podcast on, or if there was a reseller on, I would definitely watch that, watch K-Way or, somebody do their shipping for the day. But it's nice to have people to hang out with for sure. Okay, so this is going SurePost as well, which SurePost is UPS, which UPS is having the post office basically deliver things for them. I don't really understand how all of that works, but that's okay because you know what? Not my job. Not my job. Okay, I think that's the only 2 things we have on Mercari, and then we are going to be moving over to Depop where there is a whole bunch of stuff. We did really good on Depop this weekend. Let me know too, honey, if you see anything else sell and I can include it in. Perfect. Okay, so let's get this sold here. And do my selling hub. So for Depop, I also, I've got a new offer. Let me respond really quick in case they want to buy this. So on Depop, I always do shipping outside of Depop because I can make a little money on the shipping. let's see, this shirt's $17.10. They want it for $12. Sorry, that's too low. So we're going to counter that. I always counter, and I never ever take like any, I don't take offense to someone trying to lowball me. So it's $17.10. I usually do about 20% off on a counter offer. So that would be like $3. So we're going to go for $14.90. And I know you're like, but it's only $2.50 difference. Hey, that $2.50 difference makes a big difference. So we're going to send that offer off, and maybe they will get it and maybe they won't. But now it's out of my hands. Find a need to fill it, locate a problem, and solve it. Moving on. Okay, so the first thing we have is a pair of docks. I just got these listed. These are the cherry docks. You guys might remember we just listed these the other day. They're in crazy condition. I got 3 pairs of docks for $90. I had to go back and look and see how much I'd spent in Venmo. So I got 3 pairs of docks for $90. One of them is a super rare 20 eyelet line. It's called the Britons, and they are worth like $250. So I saw those and I was like, I already know what those are. So any money I spend is just cherry. So I got 2 other pairs of these. These sold for $67. I have another pair for sale that will sell for about the same. The other pair will probably sell for $250 after deals. So $250 plus 67 plus 67 is what? Because I can't map that. So $250 plus 67 plus 67 is $384, and I spent $90. So it meets my threshold of, you know, making sure I'm making back my money 3 times fold. For something like docks, I may even make the exception to get back 2-fold because I just know they're going to sell in like less than a week. So we're going to copy this address. We'll go over. This will be in pirate ship, and let's get these wrapped up. So I'm going to put a little tiny bit of paper in here just to keep the top from like super bending. Docks right here too, they crease really easily when people wear them. You can see that they already kind of like have molded to the person's foot. It's called wearing in your docks. A lot of people will buy these because they're already worn in. Docks are the hardest type of shoe to break in on the planet. So a lot of people will ask, oh, people will buy, you know, used docks. Well, those are kind of thrashed. No. My thrashed docks that I pick up, because I can usually pick up like pretty thrashed docks for like $5 or $10 at a garage sale, 100% sell-through rate. In fact, I just sold another pair that I just sold the other day and they had delisted. So we got to fix that problem. But hey, Charlie, good to see you. Okay, so we're going to get these wrapped up. Docks are already super heavy shoes just by nature. So we want to make sure we don't add a ton of weight. So I definitely want to use, like, if I can, foam and bubble wrap. I know a lot of resellers that will just use paper because paper is cheaper to buy. However, in my experience, paper also adds a ton of weight. So, and a lot of times it can take a shoe from being, you know, a 3.5-pound shoe to being a, you know, a 4-pound shoe. And then all of a sudden your shipping has gone up, you know, $3 or $4. So for me, the cost of just getting the bubble wrap, I usually buy my bubble wrap from American Bubble Boy. They, every time I say that, I always think of Bubble Boy, a double bubble boy. But every time I buy a ton of it, every time they have like a sale. So I just get like an email that's like, hey, American Bubble Boy's on sale. And I'm like, oh yeah, let's stock up, because they usually on their sales, they usually have it for really good. That's the least expensive place I've ever found it. I guess my question to you guys is, have you ever found bubble wrap for less than American Bubble Boy? Where do you guys get yours? I am curious. Hey Jen, good to see you. All right, and then we're gonna wrap these here. We already wrapped them that way, so then we're gonna wrap the other way. So generally what I'll do is if I wrap something one way, then I'll wrap it the other way. And the whole idea on this is I want to make sure that the leather doesn't get scratched. That would be, check the little, that's called a bouncing sole tag, by the way. Tuck that in, and the docks that have the bouncing sole tag, because of it's a different kind of it's a different kind of rubber, I guess I should say. They always sell for more. So the only exception would be the low top workwear ones, like the low top safety shoes. Those always sell for like a really good amount because they're like $260 new or something. Like they're really expensive. Okay, so we got those. Once I get those wrapped like that, then we're going to do this to keep the shoes together. That just keeps them from rattling around. and like touching each other inside. I don't want them to like damage each other from rattling around in there. So we're going to put these together like you would get them in a shoebox. So no, yes, there we go. So, and you should have tread touching, and then that will make them wrap the smallest. So we're going to put that here. We're going to get our wrap down. Hey, honey, I just remembered something for our to-do list. I've been meaning to get this wrap stuff on like some sort of like something to where I can like have both hands when I'm doing this. It's like one of those things I keep forgetting to like figure out something to use. I know that they've got like wall mounts and stuff for that, but my room is kind of small. Like you don't need a big space to do this business. You just need to take, take advantage of every little nook and cranny you have. So we're going to get these wrapped up here. They're not over $100, so I'm not going to buy insurance. If they were over 100, I would. And then they're getting pizza. Oh, that makes me so hungry. I'm getting hungry. Honey, I'm starting to drool over the stickers. There's a pizza sticker in here, and now I'm hungry for pizza. Oh my gosh. We got a place locally to us. It's called Aviator Pizza. Dude, it's so good. And they always have like a nice cider on tap. Like if it's dinner time, I may get one of those because it's always nice. Okay. So we are going to move over to Pirate Ship here. And let's put our address in and see what we got for these. And then these are going to go into a poly bag. I don't think I can fit them in the medium size. I don't think. Maybe. That's a maybe. That's a maybe, baby. Magnetic paper towel holder from Harbor Freight for the plastic. Okay, that's a good idea. I wonder if it's going to be long enough because the paper towel holder, because this stuff is like really long. Like, look at how long this is in my arm. So I know paper towel holders because we had an extra paper towel holder and I tried putting it on there and it was just like dong, 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 dong. So, because I think it only came to that. I wonder if they have like they might have a longer one. There's got to be something for that I can like get and then just fasten it like to my table here or something. Because being able to lift that and stuff like that is really difficult. So, hey, I got a question for you guys too while you're in here. So for those of you that use Auto Kosher, just out of curiosity, it has all those back end settings, like how many follows do you want to do a minute, like all that stuff for Poshmark. I kind of just went up with the stock that it already was. And then also it had like send out offers between 0 and a different amount or like dollar amounts. Do you guys do any of those like advanced settings in there, or do you have it pretty much just set kind of as is? So these are going to James in California, and let's get these weighed. So let's see. Now, this is technically a poly bag, but because this is so outrageously like square, this needs to really be listed as a box or rigid packaging because there isn't any flow in here. Some of them you can get away with this being this square and this wide. I just don't want to end up getting like I went to get my package and the post office says that I owe them $4.10. And I'll be like, ugh, because I had that happen with a pair of shoes once. Okay. Ooh, we kept these under 3 pounds too. These are technically 2 pounds, 15.4. Let me weigh. I always weigh things like this like 2 or 3 times because I don't want to get, yeah. Oh my God, they're just under 3. You got to love that. Okay. So it's 2 pounds, 15 ounces. That's so great. That's going to save us a little money. I love that. That always makes me happy. And then we have, let's see, this is going to be 12 by 10 by 5. So 12, 10, 5. And a lot of this too, you just kind of have to go with your gut. So my gut says, put it as box or rigid packaging. Don't try to get away with it just being a poly mailer. So these are $9.32 to send. Oh, we're going to have made some money on the shipping, I think. So we're going to go to buy label on this. This is going UPS Ground Saver. And California is interesting for me. Southern California shipping is usually kind of inexpensive. It starts getting north, like into Redding area, which is close to like Oregon, and it definitely can go up like $2 or $3. So I like that Southern California shipping. All right, James, your really ridiculously almost brand new docs are on their way. And we're going to get, oh my gosh, honey, we're already on more bags. This is insane. It's going to be a day. This is going to be a shipping day. All right, we got our next bag here. We'll open that up. All right. They are individual pieces that you can adjust. Are you talking about, Thrifty, are you talking about auto posher? Is that what you're talking about? Hey, Sheila. Hey, Limas, 23. Okay, so let's copy this. We're going to take this and put this over into Depop and mark as shipped. Shipping provider, UPS, tracking number, paste, and a marked item as shipped. Yeah, so we made like $4 on that shipping. Boom. All right, next item. Now, this is something we actually just talked about these the other day. So, honey, oh, there they are. Got them. Never mind, just kidding. So this is a good example of a pair of shoes that they don't have a brand. So they're not branded. They're just an unbranded pair. But a lot of times people won't pick this kind of stuff up because they're like, oh, it's not name brand. Here's the thing. If you find something that you know pop culture wise is like super big right now, pick it up. We've got Beetlejuice coming out. We've got Wednesday Addams, super popular. Addams Family reboot stuff, like that goth, whimsy goth, prep goth, Clueless, all that era of stuff is really huge right now, especially with like the chunky heel. So I got these for $1. I used a little acrylic repair on them, and they are literally like brand new. They're gorgeous. And I got them for $1. We sold them over on Depop, which is kind of where I thought we'd sell them, for $28. So definitely worth it. Now, with patent leather, you don't want to use bubble wrap touching it, because the plastic on the plastic, if it gets hot, it can actually cause little bubble wrap dots on your patent leather. So save you there. So you want to make sure that you're wrapping this first in a little bit of paper. The foam that I have is probably fine too. But just for those of you at home, if you've got any of this paper, make sure that your patent leather is wrapped in paper, not in bubble wrap. Like I said, you'll get those little tiny weird bubble wrap bubble dots on there if it gets hot outside. And then I'm going to stuff this shoe a little bit too, because I do not want to lose that. I'm going to wrap this up. So this is kind of my exception to the rule, putting things in paper, because I don't want that to get damaged like that. So we're going to get some paper, do a little smaller little piece here. Oh, the towel holder. Okay. Oh, yeah. If it's individual pieces, I could adjust and I could like make it taller. And if it was sturdy enough, that would definitely work then. Because like I said, the paper towel rack I have here is like blah, 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 blah. It was like too, like wasn't the right size. Sort of like, that's not going to work. That's going to be more of a nightmare than good. So we're going to put those in that first, and then I am going to put them in a little bit of foam because they are, they're a more tender shoe, I would say is a good word for it. So I want to make sure that I'm wrapping these up and they don't, they're not going to, touch each other and rub. We don't want that patent leather to rub against each other. Patent leather looks so beautiful on, but it's definitely one of those aesthetics that, or materials that can get damaged really, really easily. So we're going to put that down once, and then I'm going to put the other shoe in, and then I'm just going to wrap that around. So that's going to work out good. So get that taped down there, and then we'll get that over, because again, I want to make these like as small as possible. I do not want to have to pay extra for shipping. Nobody wants to do that. Hey, one, good to see you in here today. And then this is an absolutely adorable sticker. Look at this one. Little Jeep with the mountain range. That's super cute. That's really cute. Like, this person's going to be stoked on that sticker. So I like how a lot of my reviews are like, and I got a cute sticker with this. If you're a new seller and you're like, oh man, that's another cost, don't worry about it. Like, all of these things are things I have bought over time or I've done over time. I start making a little extra profit. Maybe I'm going to upgrade and get a little nicer stickers. Or I start making a little extra profit. I'm going to get myself, a gadget. Like, I use this for cutting boxes because I can just squeeze this and cut boxes. Saves my wrist. But I didn't get that when I first started because I was trying to save money. So if you're a newer reseller, and you're like, oh, I got to get all this stuff, don't, man. All you need to do is just get your basics that you need and stuff, a way to ship stuff out. You know, I would definitely say you need a scale, probably need a scale. That's probably a necessity, and stuff to put stuff into mail. But other than that, some tape, like you don't have to get super fancy. When I first started doing this and I was still just selling my mom's stuff, because I had another regular job. Like I was the chief marketing officer for a marketing company distributor. And I literally was just doing this just to sell my mom's stuff. So when I first started, I was writing things out, like writing out addresses. So if you got to do that at the beginning, who cares, right? Make a little money, save up, invest into your business, get yourself a printer. Okay, so these are, oh my God, are you kidding me? We're keeping these under 2 pounds too. These are 1 pound, 15.6. So I think we can get away with this. Man, we are definitely like barking on the, this might be 2 pounds. I mean, by the time I get a label on there, what's it going to be? You can, if you are ever wondering what a label weighs, just put the back of it on there. I think we're good. Let's wait. We're going to weigh it again, guys, and then we're going to decide if we want to risk it for the biscuit. Let's see. It's just like 115.8. I just, not worth it. Be safe. I don't want my buyer to have to spend money and then I have to send them money or some crazy thing. So these are going to Mary in New York, very New York shoes. And let's see here. We're just going to call this 2 pounds. I know it might cost me like 80 cents more, but 80 cents to not have a headache, I'll take it. So we got 12 by 9. And let's see, is that 12? Is that a full 12? Yep, that's a 12 by 9. All right, 12 by 9, 2 pounds. And where are these going to? So this is interesting. I thought this was a fluke, but I am going to officially say that this is a true statement. Whenever I copy and paste an address from, and I am curious if anybody knows what I'm talking about. Whenever I copy and paste an address from any of the places, whether it's Depop, eBay, anywhere, doesn't matter where, when I paste it into Pirate Ship, Brooklyn, for some reason, never goes into the city field, ever. It completely skips it. It'll be in the, because I can see that her address is Brooklyn. I can see it there. It's there, but it will not go into the city spot. I always have to type it in. And the first couple times it happened, I was like, oh, that's interesting. This has happened like 10 or 20 times now. And I always have to type that in. It's very strange. I don't know why. It's really interesting. So it's just Brooklyn. I've never had it happen with anywhere else. Okay, so these are $8.22 UPS. We definitely made a little bit of money on shipping on that. So we made about looks like $2 on shipping. And these are off to Brooklyn. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Oh, did you see a puppy? Did a dog come in here? Was it Jack? Was it a little Jack? Was Jack trying to come in here? He knows he's not supposed to be in here. He's like, oh, that's the don't go in room. He's not supposed to come in here, and he's not supposed to come in go into the inventory room. So he'll like try to come in. He'll like peek in, like, hey, mama. I'm like, Jack, you know better. So the only exception is I let him in here 2 days last week on a little pillow because I think he wasn't feeling well or something, but seems to be back to his regular stuff. So, hey, Patricia. Okay, so these are UPS and done. Man, we sold a lot of shoes this week. It has been a shoes week. These shoes. Okay, so mark as shipped, put in our tracking number, and moving right along. Okay, what do we got next? So next we have a vintage Miller Lite shirt. So this is a little something I got from a garage sale for like $1. It's just a little vintage bread and butter item. Got it. Oh no, I didn't get this for $1. I got this for 50 cents, and it sold for 18. So that's pretty cool. And we're gonna get this over here And we got our address here. Copy. We're going to go over to Pirate Ship. We are going to put this in here. I know a lot of people choose to just use the depop shipping because they think that it is faster for them, and that's fine. There's literally nothing wrong with that. I just don't want to do that. I want to make the money. If I can make the money, then that's, what it's all about. So for me, that's just what I'm going to do. But my question to you guys is, if you guys sell on Depop, do you end up just doing the shipping straight from there, or like, how do you guys do it? I am curious. Okay, so this is going into Pirate Ship here. My computer kind of freaked out for a minute there. It is having a hard time copying that. So we're just going to type it in. Sometimes my brain just like stops. It's like, I have to do like a reset. Okay, reset. Sip of coffee and moving on. Bread and butter. So bread and butter are things that like easy sells, things that are just going to come in your store and come out of your store. They're not huge, giant money makers, but they usually make you some good money. So for me, it's like Levi's, bread and butter. They come in my store, they go out my store. Lucky Jeans, they come in my store, they go out my store. Miss Me's, they go in my store, they go out my store. So those are like bread and butters, pieces that are just going to sell all the time. Also for me, like cheap vintage t-shirts. So vintage t-shirts that say like Alaska or Las Vegas, but they're vintage, that you get like at a tourist stop. I get them for 50 cents. They sell for $15. I get it for 50 cents. They sell for $15. So they just come in the store and go out of the store kind of just as fast. Now for other people, bread and butter is maybe socks or, new and packaged socks, or like retail arbitrage stuff like underwear or bras, or, things they're getting cheap. And then they know if they get it in the store, it goes out of the store, in the store, out of the store. So that's kind of what bread and butter is. If that's what I think it is anyways. Maybe you guys have a different version of what you think it is, but all right. And this guy had sent me a message here. Let me take a look at what this says, because I just want to make sure that this wasn't like a, we'll duplicate this and let's take a look and see what he said, because I feel like it was a thank you, but now I can't remember, and I don't want him to have asked to cancel. Where is it? Oh no. Okay, we're good. He's just happy to get a shirt and was wondering when it was going to be shipped out. Okay, perfect. Let's get this printed. And this is going on a poly mailer. Hey, Christian. Hey, Laura. Or is it Kristen? Hi, Kristen. Okay, so sticker. Here we go. What do we got? Oh, this is cool. You got like a dream catcher. That's awesome. That's going in here. And put that in a poly mailer. So $18, not bad for a 50-cent t-shirt from a garage sale. I think this is also the garage sale. I got like a giant Budweiser blow up that like goes in like a man cave or something. I think I still have that. Actually, I'm surprised that hasn't sold. That's like really weird that hasn't sold, because the sell-through rate on this was really good. So, I maybe need to look at my listing. I totally forgot about that. I think I still have that. It's like, it's never even been blown up either, but it's totally vintage, just from like the early 90s. So, oh, thanks for the hearts, you guys. We almost broke 3,000 this morning. Yeah, baby. Okay, what do we got for weight on this? So this is 8.4, so definitely just 8. So this is 8 by 8 for size, and 0 and 8. Get rates on that, and get this one sent off to Matthew. Matthew wants a vintage Miller Lite shirt because it is cool. Thank you, Matthew, for your purchase. We appreciate your patronage, Matthew. All right, pop that over on the old Depop. Talking about you, pop. Do I just sing like this all the time? Yep. It just happens all day. This is how my brain works. It is an ADD thing, and it just goes. It never stops. It can't slow down ever. It is a machine that can't stop talking. Okay. Husband laughs. All righty. Oh, do you see a puppy again? Hey, you might have got the tip of a nose on that. Next, we've got another pair of cowboy boots. Holy smokes. All right. Another pair of cowboy boots. These are Ariats. This is just a basic Western black embroidered cowboy boot. This edging up top here is called a scalloped edge. These are mid-calf, women's 10. Picked these up from a gal at a garage sale in Bremerton for like $5, I think. These are just these are kind of a bread and butter cowboy boot. So super basic. They're nothing super fancy. Just a nice little pair of Ariats. The embroidery in it's just nice, but there isn't like any super crazy embellishments. So these are just a nice little pair of like $40 cowboy boots. They're not a crazy expensive to start with. They're not like some of them that get up in like the 200s and stuff. Okay, so let's get these wrapped up. Man, I can't believe how many boots we've sent out today. Actually, I can. I guess we're kind of getting to that time of the year too. Like summer's starting to wind down. So people are starting to kind of like, you know, like, oh, I need to get, you know, get some stuff for when the rain starts or whatnot. Hey, Julia. I'm happy to see you today, Julia. Okay, let's get, where's our phone? Man, we're hammering through this stuff today. Good thing I have like 30 more rolls of this. So I'm going to put these here. And actually, I think I might just, these are going to fit together really nicely. So sometimes with my cowboy boots, rather than needing to like wrap them individually, sometimes depending on the cowboy boot, if I think they're going to fit good together, I can just do like a double wrap. So what I'll do is just wrap it over once and then take the other boot and then put it like you would in a like a case and then just wrap them over. Oh yeah, those work good. They don't always work like that. Sometimes when I try to do that, one will like jet out because they're just so stiff. But these ones are definitely more of a lived-in, pre-loved style. So that's gonna work well. And then that way they still don't touch each other. So I don't want my shoes touching each other in there because if you do, then they could scratch each other. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. I don't know the other verses, but I know that there's more, but that's okay. We'll just stick with the one. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm really craving a chicken sandwich. What is happening? So my waistline says, you don't want a chicken sandwich. You want a delicious spinach-based healthy smoothie with a scoop of ritual protein and a tablespoon of chia seeds. That's what my brain says. My stomach says, you want a chicken sandwich? I want a chicken sandwich. Hey, Ray. All right, so these are going to go on a poly mailer. I'm spilling my secrets to you guys. I'm weak-willed when it comes to a chicken sandwich. Are these going to fit in there? They might. These might fit. I like when they squeak in. Oh, baby. That's what it looks like when it fits perfectly. You get that? Does anybody else get that little like, ooh, it fit perfect? My son and I both do that. He sent me a picture of in his visor on his car, the UPS label receipts that they give you at UPS fit like perfect in this little envelope-y thing he's got in his car. And he's like, oh, and it fits so perfect. I'm like, oh, it's amazing. I love that. Is that a weird thing to enjoy? Probably, but you know what? That's okay because I'm a weird girl. All right, so these are our Ariats are in here. Let's get this in. Let's see, they paid $10.80 for shipping. I don't think they're going to be $10.80. So we're going to go over to ye old pirate ship, and we're going to get a label printed out for our Ariat boots. And these are going to New York, to a lovely person named Ingeborg, I believe. Man, I'm not the greatest with names. Okay, so let's see. What do we have here for length? This is ones I'm definitely going to measure. So we got 14 by like 12-ish. So 14 by 12. I think we can call this, see how there's play to these? So we can call this a poly bag because it's able to move. Things are able to move in there. Because like I said, those boots are worn. They're well-loved boots, but in really good condition. Okay, so we got, how much do we have for weight? I guessed 3. We got 212. So we're going to actually probably make a little bit on the shipping on these. Although New York is tricky, it can be a little more expensive when I ship up there. Not as bad as it used to be when I was shipping from Seattle to New York. These boots shipping from Seattle to New York probably would have been like $12.50. So I really like being in the middle of the United States. I mean, it's one of the reasons we kind of chose Texas. It was like, well, it's going to be better for this business. And by the time we moved here, I was already in so deep with stuff to resell that I knew this was going to be what I was doing. I was not trucking all those boxes down here for no reason. Okay, New York, New York. All right, these are going to the Big Apple, baby. Big Apple. So these probably sold because one of the descriptions I will use on cowboy boots, you know, most people will just do like Western, rodeo, cowgirl, Santa Fe, those kind of labels. I go a step further and I always do like city kid, cowboy core, like, because these are going to someone in New York that's going to wear these aesthetically as like a Western look, but they're still in the city. So I bet you that's probably the word that triggered these. Okay, so, oh my gosh, I am going to be going inside of UPS and the post and USPS with so many bags today. Today's going to be that day where the post lady looks at me and is like, oh, great. No, I don't think she ever looks at me like that, but maybe she does. I don't know. Okay, mark as shipped and UPS and paste and marked item as shipped. Okay, next we got another pair of shoes. Holy smokes. All right, so these are a pair of skate shoes. These are some DCs with the poof top. We actually just listed these two. They do have some wear. So whoever skated this probably skated goofy foot because of where the wear spots are. So they definitely I didn't get as much as I wanted to off these. Had these been in better condition without like all the peeling there, I probably would have gotten like 38 or 37 for these. As it is, they sold for 20, which is still fine. I got them for $3 at a garage sale here locally. And I didn't have to like clean them a bunch or do anything like super fancy. So it's fine. All right. It's not a crazy profit, but it's profit nonetheless. So we've got a little sticker here. I wish I had a skateboard sticker. That'd be cool. But this one's really neat. Look at that. That's super cute, right? So we're just going to put those inside of the shoe. Do I need to yeah, I might put a little bit of paper in there just to keep them from like totally squishing. I also don't want that stuff to peel anymore than they already are. So, yes, hi back, Ray. Thank you. Thank you for saying hello. Welcome. Are you guys shipping today? What are you guys doing today? Who's doing what? Hey, Cheryl. Good to see you guys. What are you doing? Are you shipping? Are you working? Funny story, true story. I actually thought today was a holiday weekend. So when I had people messaging me this weekend asking me when things were going to ship, I was like, oh, you know, it's Saturday now, so the post office is closed. But and Monday is a holiday, so I'll be shipping Tuesday. That's not today. That's next Monday. So I'm glad I realized that. Hey, Just, can you give me some more foam? Oh, honey? Nope. All right. I don't know where he is. So we're using paper. All right. Wrapping that and wrapping this. We're going to put these shoes kind of in as they would be in a box. I do want to make sure that this leather stuff is protected though. Let's see. Is that going to be? Yeah, I think we'll be good on that. I just don't want it to like rub or get any worse than it already is. So Jen's blue eyes. Wouldn't that be ironic if Jen did not have blue eyes? And she's like, tricked you guys. I don't have blue eyes. My eyes are actually green. That would be funny. I like ironic stuff like that. Is that weird? I don't know. Maybe it's weird. You know what, guys? Who cares if it's weird? I never claimed to not be weird, right? Who's doing what? What are you guys up to today? Who is hanging out with family today? Who's working today? Are you guys at work? Are you resellers? Are you shipping as well? Are you making chicken sandwiches that I wish I was eating right now because I seem to be outrageously hungry today? I'm having a hungry day. I'm starving, man. I'm definitely ready for that. Okay, so we got a little bit of saran wrap. Thrifty's probably like, oh my gosh, she's just struggling with that stuff. I can't wait to get a holder for this because, like I said, it's like such a pain in the tuchus lifting that up every time. All right, do these feel safe? I think I'm going to do a little bit of this over. Like I said, I just don't want them to rub on each other and cause any more issues than they already are. Otherwise, I'm going to get a request for me to return or something like that. So I need you to pass some energy. All right, Opal, here we go. Ready? Energy coming at you right now. You feel it? I'm sending it. Ugh. You feel it? I really did send it. I really was sending it. I can't send it all to you though. I need some. I have a busy day. If you guys saw my listing room right now, it is an actual, you can't see the floor. It's a disaster because we hit the mother load at a garage sale this weekend and I haven't had time to list it. So I've got like probably 35 pairs of shoes on the ground. I have an entire giant rack of clothing over here. And yes, I will be doing that live today too. We'll be doing live listing of stuff today. So we'll be doing that after I hopefully get my chicken sandwich. Charity! It's a problem. See, now I've talked about it so much that I'm going to have to get one. It's just going to happen. It's honey mustard. Oh my God. You're a real one. Yes, I am a real one. I'm a whole bunch of different things. You know what? Here's my take. If you're not having fun doing something, why are you doing it? I spent a lot of years of my career doing things that I didn't really want to do, but I was raising a kid. I was a young mama. So I worked a job and I worked crazy hours and owned a business. And I loved the people, but it was a very like physical job and it tore my hands up. I used to do hair. You can tell my scissors there. And I just wanted to change so badly back in the day, but I didn't know what to do. And I didn't know anything about reselling at that time. I wound up after that, I wound up learning marketing and then had a full marketing career. So I've had a couple different careers. Loved the making, you being creative and drawing and doing that stuff. Loved that. Did not like sitting behind a computer quiet all day because like I am a high energy person. So now getting to do this, something I love, something I'm having a ton of fun with, hanging out with you guys, going to garage sales, doing all this. Like, I think that my energy just comes through because I really, really, truly am liking what I'm doing. Okay, so we've got, these are 2.6. So we'll probably call them 2.7 because it's not actually going to make a difference on the weight on that. And then our length is, what is the length on this one? I think this is probably like a 12. Yes, we got 12 by, we'll call that 12 by 10. And then let's take a look at what we've got. So these are going to Oregon. I got the funniest comment on a video that I did. It was a comment over on Instagram and it said, it was a comment on someone on YouTube and it said, you look like someone from Portland. And I was like, well, ironically, I am actually from Washington State. That's where I moved from. I lived there most of my life. So I was like, that's funny. I was like, do we look like a certain way? Like, I don't know. I was wearing a hat too. They couldn't even see my hair color. I don't know. It was very strange. Okay. So Mr. Julius in Oregon is getting these. Oregon is fun, man. Oregon is definitely a strange and interesting and fun place. I used to spend a lot of time down in Burnside back in the day watching Skater Boys because Skater Boys are just amazing. Especially when you're like 14 or 15, you're like, oh, Skater Boys, like Tony Hawk. Oh, So I spent a lot of time there and it was a lot of fun. Okay, so these are going here. And I unfortunately could not skate. I just not coordinated enough for it. My husband used to skate. But okay, so let's see. We're putting these back in Depop. Mark as shipped. Okay, mark items as shipped. Perfect. Next, we have a shirt here. So this is a Harley Davidson embroidered shirt. You guys might remember this. I got this at a garage sale down the street here for $2, I think. It sold for $28 over on Depop. The nice thing about Depop is the amount you have to pay for fees on that is really, really, really low. Like it's half what it used to be. So it kind of puts it on the buyer. So that's kind of nice. So, and this is going right. Oh my gosh. Okay. You can't make this up. This is going about 12 minutes from my house. So that's so crazy. I could drive this there faster probably than this can get shipped. That is wild. Okay, that's okay. He'll get it fast and I won't have to pay much for shipping on this, or I'll make a little profit on this. That is so crazy. Oh my gosh. Like, have you guys had that happen with anything you've shipped out where it like ships like immediately? Oh, this one's cool. What perfect timing for that, huh? That's rad. Dude, I want to keep that sticker, but I'm not going to. That's really cool. That's super cool. I really like that one. Every once in a while, when I come across a sticker that I can't live without, I'll put it up there. But I can live without this one. I can live without this one. We'll pass it along. We'll pass it along. You've had one up the street? No. Are you serious? Oh my gosh. Did you, I mean, you still shipped it, right? Did they know? I mean, they had to have known when they saw your return address. I know I have like 14 questions for you. Wow. Hey, thanks for the like, Cheryl. We're getting close to 3,000 hearts, you guys. That's exciting. That makes me know that I'm, you know, at least adding a little bit of value to your day while I sit here being really weird, shipping and singing crazy songs. Okay, so that is an envelope padded. We've got 8 by 8. And we've got 0 pounds, 13 ounces on that. And the shipping is, it's got to be cheap. It's going to be cheap. $5.17. So normally I think this would be like a $6.29 weight. But because it's staying locally. Yeah, they probably did. It got delivered the next day. I mean, that's like, it's funny too, because I think this person actually messaged me and was the one that was like, when will this get shipped out? And I think I originally told him Tuesday because I thought today was a holiday. Oh my gosh, you guys, how silly. And so he's going to be stoked because not only will I message him like, hey, sorry, I just realized today was not a holiday. But this should be there like tomorrow because you live like 12 minutes from my house. It's just so crazy. Like, what's even crazier is I bought this at a garage sale down the street. It came to my house and now it's going 12 minutes away. So I love that. That's fun. Okay, need a little drink of water here. Yeah, holiday is next week. Yeah, Cully, I thought it was today. So all weekend I had people messaging me like, hey, when will this ship out? You know, do you ship on the weekends? You know, just all standard messages. And every one of them I sent back was like, you know, it's a weekend, so the post office is currently not open, and it's a holiday Monday, so this will ship out Tuesday morning. Oh my gosh, people are probably like, what holiday? National Take Your Pet to Work Day or something? Oops, that's okay. Oh well, they'll get their stuff earlier if they bought anything. I don't have like little kids in school or anything, so I don't think of that. You know, I don't think of holiday stuff like that. It just, and I'm not going to a job. You know, I am my job, so I just lose track of days and stuff like that kind of easily. Okay, back over to Depop here. We got to be getting close. Oh my gosh, you guys, so many things today. This has been crazy. Was that UPS or USPS? That is UPS. So if you're ever putting your stuff in, this is a little tip for you. If you're ever putting your stuff in Pirate Ship and you're like, go to shipping provider, I can't remember what it was, put in the tracking number first. If it says like 1Z something, it's UPS. If it's like just numbers, then it's USPS. Now we don't have to go back and look at the package. I know it's a small tip, but it is a tip nonetheless. Yeah, it was definitely an oops. Okay, what else do we got here? Do we still have more stuff? Oh, we still have more stuff. Okay, so we got a pair of jeans, it looks like. So these are going to Pennsylvania. It's another place I ship a lot too. So these are a 2006 Carhartt Relaxed Fit jeans. They sold for $14. Now, normally Carhartt, one, they're not vintage because they're 2006, so technically they're Y2K, but they're not a vintage Y2K. Normally Carhartts will sell for more for me. Like Carhartts from 2006 that are men's will usually sell for like around between like 24 to like 32, depending on the jean, and are they lined and what shape are they in and are they cargo and all the other little factors. Women's ones never do quite as well. So these are like $14. I got them for, oh, you know what? This was in that bundle from that guy when we got all of that stuff for that, when he was trying to be a reseller and then decided he didn't want to be a reseller. And, you know, long story short, I got so much stuff from him. So this is one of the things in there. Yeah. I'll take my dog to work. I take my dogs to work every day because they're literally right over there waiting for me and looking at me in anger because I don't let them in this room. Like, I don't want to have to, you know, lint roll your hair off. And I always think, like, what if people have like allergens and stuff? So I keep them away from the stuff. That's just a me thing. If you don't at your house, that's no judgment. That's just a me thing. Both my little guys are hyperallergenic because I have allergies. So maybe that's why I'm hypersensitive to like being careful. Okay, so let's see. We need to copy the address. We'll go over to Yarg pirate ship, and we're gonna ship a label out today on the pirate ship. Yarg. Okay, and Maya in Pennsylvania is gonna get this nice pair of 2006 Carhartts. They are in really good condition. So I'm probably going to get like, oh my gosh, these are in better condition than I thought. I love that. And weight is 1.9. And let's see what we got on these. Pennsylvania, 732. 721. She's getting there. Round of applause for the lady in the punk rock urethane shirt. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, by label. I mean, we all got to pat ourselves on the back from time to time. Everybody give yourself a pat on the back. You're doing a good job today. You're doing it. Hola, Rachel. Hey, Jess. Good to see you, Polar Mom. Okay, print label. All right, Maya, your pants are on their way. On their yard way. They're going to be brought to you on a pirate ship. They'll be delivered by Johnny Depp. Just kidding. I can't make that promise. That's a claim I can't make, right? Okay. Oh my gosh. So many full bags in here. This is crazy. Are we finished? Have we reached our destination yet? Because this is insanity. All right. And I gotta copy the code here from Pirate Ship. Copy to clipboard. Yes, please, and thank you. I appreciate it very much, Mr. Mouse. Mark item as shipped. What else do we have? I feel like I have one. Oh, yes, I do. So I've got a weird one that this should have shipped the other day. However, the person had not put their city down. They had put down their name, their address. They put down the state and the zip code, but they didn't have the city. So most people were like, oh, well, I would have just looked up the zip code and then put it in. I don't do that because I don't want them to say, oh, I had put the zip code in wrong. So now you've sent it to the wrong city. I want my money back. So I messaged her and just said, hey, I went to ship your order and your thing wasn't on there. So, hey, sorry for the delay. And she was totally cool about it. She's like, oh my gosh, that's my fault. I'm so sorry. You know, it makes my shipping look like it takes longer on Depop, but I'm not shipping it to the wrong address. Like that is not happening. Okay, so let's see. We need to message her and see what she said. Let's see. Okay, so she gave me her address here, and I've got her address as proof in the message here. Now, if this was, I'm going to be honest, if this was on eBay, I probably would have had her cancel and then repurchase it. On Depop, it's not as strict over there. The buyers aren't as strict over there. Depop's whole thing is kind of like, hey, you settle it on your time. You kind of figure it out. So there's a little room for like, you know, just changing the address within a message. In my opinion. On eBay, though, I don't mess around there because they are so bad about, well, I shouldn't say bad. That's not the right word for it. But they are definitely like, they don't mess around over there. I gotta type her name in. If you do something and you change addresses and everything, then it's not protected over there. It's just a lot of like, it's Depop strict, I guess, or eBay is strict, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to type and write this at the same time. D-O. I don't know if you guys feel the same. Maybe you feel different, and that's totally fine. Okay, so I'm gonna double check that address too. And okay, and then I'm gonna look at her message she sent me and make sure that's correct. Okay, so I'm typing it in exactly like she has it. I've got proof in a message. I've got my label here, and let's see what we've got here. This was a Harley vest. I don't know if you were with me the other day, guys. You'll remember when we came across that, and I was like, oh, I'm not shipping that until I know that I don't have to be sketched about it being the wrong address. Not worth it. Protect yourself, right? Hey, Selena, I am happy to see you today. Nice to see you. Okay. And $6.82 for this label. I think they paid $8.90, so that's nice. That's that's good for my efforts, because I had to do all this twice and go through all this and message her, and so I don't mind making $1.50 extra for that. Thank you very much. I will take that. Appreciation. Okay, we're gonna go through all of our apps now and make sure we got everything, because a lot of times I'll sell stuff while I'm shipping, and then that way I can just get it shipped out. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. Okay, so, did we sell some stuff on eBay here? Let's take a look here. Respond to offer. Yep, so this will probably sell if I like the offer. I do like the offer, and we're going to accept this, and then I'll probably get this packaged up today too when I get off of here with you guys, because I want to get that shipped today. So it seems like I almost always sell something while I'm doing this. So I love that. I love that. That makes me happy. Okay. All right. So that's everything. Let's see. How many did we ship today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. The one we took off, 26, 27. 27. I think we got 27 items today. So not a bad day. Let's see. Justin brought me another pair of pants, and I'm wondering where these are from. So normally Justin will like pull stuff for me because the tubs we have are like super heavy and full. So I'm wondering if this sold somewhere that I didn't see. Let's take a look. I don't know where he is. He might be outside doing yard work. Let's see. Do I have anything else that sold? No. Whatnot, maybe? Is it Whatnot? No. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why he brought these out. Maybe it was just a mistake pull. All right, you guys, that is it. That is all of our stuff. Thank you for joining me today. I will be back on a little bit later on today after I eat lunch, maybe a chicken sandwich. And I got to do post office, UPS, and all that good stuff. So thanks, you guys, for joining so much. Thanks for likes. Thanks for follows. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you guys are having a fantastic, amazing day. I hope you're having a great shipping day. I hope that you have an amazing and prosperous day. And this is for Opal and everybody else. A little bit of good vibes, a little bit of good energy today. You're going to sell an item. I know it. You're going to. I have a good feeling. Or you're going to have a really cool win. You're going to find something or get something up. Remember, it starts with 1. Bye, fellow weirdos. Excuse me. Okay. Bye, YouTube.